What's up, guys? I wanted to hop on here and do a trade recap of the past 2 days and the price action we saw. It's been pretty bullish, actually, and pretty directional, which has been nice. This was the 19th of July. I wasn't going to do one on this video or on this day, but I can tell you why and where I took my trade. Um, so I was looking for, I think we had some supply up here a little bit, but um, at least on this day, on the 19th, we saw a strong open, and this was also the downtrend here, the downtrend line that we've been looking at on ES, this guy. So this is a major downtrend line that we were approaching or right at. And so we'll go back to the 15-minute chart. So we had pushed above it, came back under it, kind of flagged at it. This is pretty normal for the major trend lines. So obviously this one's on the daily on a downtrend. So lots of times you'll see price during the day either consolidate under it and then get a big push, either jump over it, back under it, and up again, or something like that. It's rarely ever just going to go straight through. So if you're looking at it, this is pretty normal price action. In the pre-market here leading up to the day, we were flagging right under it. Pre-market then broke it and held. So I was watching the charts right here. We had kind of had like a doji at the open, didn't do a lot. Then we pushed up on low volume, and then we had another doji on high volume. So this was clear that sellers were present in this area because volume was spiked, but we really didn't move much from the close, or from the open, I should say. We opened at 83, closed at 84, and we were up and down. So it was battle here. And then on the fourth candle, we got this strong green candle on also high volume. And so I took this candle actually long on the day, right under 3,900 area, thinking we would at least get 10 or 15 points out of it, due to the strength of the volume and the size of the candle here. We had came down, we closed strong near the high of the candle, volume was high, and anyone who sold this area right here, any seller who sold on that candle, was now red on their trade. So to me, I was thinking that would fuel a move higher because they would have to close their shorts out and buy back, and so that would have a move higher. So if you're doing like a 10-point profit target with a risk of 10 points, you put your 10 points there and your profit of 10 or so if you want, even 15. But they all hit, even if you held for more. Everything hit that day. So I thought that was a good trade. Reason being, we were also higher up on the chart, and obviously as we get higher, a squeeze is more imminent. So taking this candle long on this volume, even though we did have a resistance up here, I still think was a good play because we hadn't reached it yet. Buyers were strong, and there was really no need to worry about us dropping under due to the strength of the move. So that's what I did on the 19th. I only wrote it up to like right here, and then I was done for the day. I'm practicing taking profits a little faster and just being out and done for the day. I'm not trying to catch every trend, like the whole thing, because I've given profits back holding too long and then over trading also after I lock in profits and try to get more. So I'm just taking, my 2 to 5,000 a day and I'm done. So super strong push. We did retest the 9, or I think this is the 8 EMA that I use on the 15-minute chart, but obviously we just bounced at it, perfect trend all the way up. Then we come to the next day. We held the highs pretty well overnight, pulled back slightly from our key level at 39.65-ish area, but this is another area we were looking for. There was some demand down here on the 30-minute, pretty close. We didn't really get to it, but there was some right here. So I was looking for a possible bounce there, but go back to the 15-minute. So we opened. Let's see. It's not the 15. There we go. That's 15-minute. So another doji at open, not a very strong open. Push down on low volume, and we did not break these lows yet. So I actually did take this short here, thinking that we were going to break and possibly test this zone underneath. When I saw this next candle, I closed and I flipped long. And the reason I did was because of this volume right here and how much we pushed back into the previous candle. So even though it was overlapping and kind of choppy, this volume down here showed me that the buyers were really strong. So I was thinking that, since I got trapped short, lots of other people are going to be trapped short, and so that would fuel a move higher again. So I did go long there. Let's see, long here with a 10-point stop-ish, roughly, and profit target of 20. So we went long there, thinking that this would hold. This is also like an inverse head and shoulders, shoulder, head, shoulder. So it was looking good. Next candle got a huge push up. It was perfect. It was such clean price action. So that was nice. Didn't have to stress a trade or hold it too long. Volume was down, so really no need to get out yet. No volume spike. Next candle, another big push, volume spike. So if you didn't have brackets to get you out, I would definitely scale some there. Also because prior resistance is here. So if you scaled out in this area, I think that was smart. Volume. We did close really strong on the actual candle. So this to me doesn't signal a reversal yet. Just it does show that sellers are present, but this candle is extremely strong and the volume is huge. So then we pushed again for a third candle on higher volume. And now that I would definitely be scaling or getting totally out of the trade because volume is so high. You always want to scale out when volume spikes and the candle is massive. And, that was a banger of a trade, 37 to 74 in 45 minutes. One of the best moves we've seen, I think, in ES in a while. But yeah, that was the only trade. Those are the only two trades I took. Shorted down here, lost, and then rode this up. I actually got out all like right here. So, but that was a great trade, pretty stress-free. We did drop back down, but and this was on some news and stuff coming out, and I think there was a bad bond auction, but we were all out by then, and then I didn't have to stress any of this. I just walked away. So easy peasy. And then today, another good setup presented to us. Did have some morning news that was kind of wacky. Dollar dropped and then rocketed. And the reason I say the dollar, because the VIX hasn't been acting really, hasn't been correlating as well to ES as it normally does, but the dollar has been doing really well. So DXY is the ticker. This is the dollar index. And so you can see that the strength of the dollar is just rocketed since, 2021. So this is kind of acting as like a inverse to ES. So anytime the dollar goes down, ES usually goes up. So this was the pre-market. We had dropped down strong into this major support area right here. Major, we tested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So major support here. Dollar dropped into it. This is when ES went up and then fell back down. When it fell down, this is when the dollar went right back up. So if you're looking for something that kind of correlates to ES a little bit, the dollar has been doing that. So something to watch out for. Let me go to the replay here. So on here, so we were 15-minute chart. So here's the open. We did have a demand zone down here. And one thing I do want to note too is we did have this key trend line we've been looking at. So if you go on to the 4-hour chart here, we had this really strong 4-hour trend line we were watching. So there was a zone that lined up down here and trend line here. So I was looking to take this long off of any bounce here, and for me to get short, I was waiting for this to break. So I couldn't really get short until this zone broke and this trend line also broke. So 730, dip down. I think we did have a zone here as well, somewhere in here. So you may have been able to take that long, but nothing. And then we pushed up, kind of wicked at the top. It was kind of a choppy open, and then dropped all the way back down again. And so this was getting, so once I hadn't taken a trade yet. I did trade the pre-market a little bit and caught a little piece of this, but that was it. But the open was extremely choppy, down, up, down. So by this time, I was telling people, let's just sit on hands until we see something. And then we got this candle. This is a reversal candle. So I know it doesn't look like it. I know it looks kind of bearish, but an inverted hammer on high volume on the low of a trend is the exact same as a hanging man at the top of a trend. So if you look here, an inverted hammer right here signals reversal, or signals that there's a possible reversal. So that's definitely something to look for. So once we got that, I was a little cautious to enter here, but if you took the trade, you could have risked, just a few points just under here for a possible move up. So that was the sign to go long, or to look for longs, because this zone hadn't broken and this trend line held. So we started to push back up. Volume was not strong, so it was a little cautious, and we did have this previous supply zone we had kind of made right here that we hit and bounced down to. But longs were looking good. And so I actually waited. I was thinking, maybe this is just like a low volume pullback and we were going to drop. But we started to push too far into this previous candle. If we would have came here and then volume came in on like a shooting star or something, I would have thought, okay, maybe like the sellers are strong. But we had two strong green candles up, closed near their highs on both of them. And then we got this candle. So this is a small body shooting star. It did signal that sellers were present at this key area right here, 65. But since we had pushed so far into this area, I wasn't looking for a short yet, because I was only going to look for shorts if this trend line broke and this demand zone broke. So one thing I did check at this time was the 1 hour. And if you look at the 1 hour, it was forming almost a double bottom right here. Hit the trend line to the T, hit the demand zone to the T, and then strong hammer. And look at this volume. Super high volume versus the previous days. So buyers are strong here. So this is where I thought, okay, I'm looking for this to either pull back some and go long, or once this breaks, go long. So once I saw this next candle push up, I knew that anyone who sold here was red on the trade again, and they were probably going to be squeezed out. So I actually went long here, and we started to get a move up. One thing I also did mark previously that you could have marked too was this trend line. So I was anticipating the break of this trend line right here. We got it, broke out, and then we got this super low volume flag right here. So extremely low volume, really nothing to note there. That's not a reversal sign or anything. It's just consolidation at the highs. Pretty easy to hold that, and then volume comes in, we spike up, we break the highs from the previous day, and then we're pretty much off to the races. So I was out of everything around here. Like I said, I'm taking my bracket profits and then just being done on the day, not trying to catch everything. And so at that point, we were just running. Had another low volume pullback / consolidation area. Did see some sellers step in. But as we started to drop, buyers stepped up, volume was increasing, got a doji or a fatter doji there. And then this one, this was an extremely long signal. Like if that is not a volume signal to go long, I have no idea what is. So if you would have put like an order here to go long, just in the wick area, or even here at the high with a stop under the low, I think you would have been good because buyer just showed so much strength here. Like this is one of the largest candles, it's larger than the past 2 or 3 hours. So buyers were strong. This was just a low volume test here. Nothing to be worried about. Didn't break the lows. You were good. And then you could have held that, into the end of day. Consolidation. And then we finally started to break out. And I believe that's the end of day. So those are the two trades and kind of how I traded the last 2 days. Finally had some good directional moves out of the market, which was nice. So it's been a good week. So I hope that helps you all kind of see how the time frames or how the 15-minute gives pretty good signals to go long or short, and then looking obviously at even the higher time frames like the 1 hour helps add to that bias that the 15-minute gives you. So hope you all enjoyed that, and we will see you later.